I'd just like to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already, and join the guild if you haven't already. Back to the video. Hello people, and welcome back to Scuffed Review. The mic is still scuffed. Should be back to my normal setup next week, but let's get right into it. There are an insane number of new cards this week, starting off with what is probably closing out the Yanxi series, a new Nightmare card, Sea Fire Demon. She's probably meant to be the intended leader for the Yanxi mini-series, or mini-set, whatever. Because she gives technically the most stats. So the leader skill is right here. Nothing really that special, but for the team skill, you get different bonuses for dissolving different types of runestones, water, fire, earth, and heart. And then also Yanxi members' base stats get a ×3 boost additionally. So you'll get a sizable amount of stats, I think, but I think the team skill here is just not very good, right? You don't have ignoring burning, ignoring sticky, 3 seconds is fine, all this combo count plus stuff is fine, but you just don't really have that much shield solving inbuilt in the, team skill. So I don't think the Yanxi series will be, very successful in terms of like having a Yanxi as leader and ally. But as members, they might, have some sort of synergy within themselves. Seeing as, some of them share races, some of them share attributes or whatever. I apologize for the background noise as well. If you can hear that, you can probably hear that because my mic's bad. Moving on to our active skills, CD6. Release and lock skills of Yanxi members. Not demon members, because, as people are very disappointed to, see this card. There are actually no global, or at least demon cards that can unlock for all demons right now. It's just, it's just Ed, and then whoever the hell this is from Sengoku Samurai, who also unlocks just for his own series. There's now C, which unlocks for her own series, and, well, Monessus counts, but he's a prevent locker. And I think, not many people have him, got him, can get him, stuff like that. But I think this is still, a valuable card to get, just because, she also ignores Trio Elemental Shield and Quintet Elemental Shield, gives a bit of a stat boost, and then, attack boost to Yanxi members as well. Probably you could boost this card to, unlock, crack a Trio and Quintet Elemental Shield, all by yourself. So I think it's not a bad card. Moving on to some Diamond Seal cards, or Collector's Deck cards anyway. Surreal Blossom, the light and dark Yanxi from previous Collector's decks, get a power release alongside, the ones from way back, the Water Fire Yanxis. Actually, they got their VR, so, kind of different. For their team skill, I think this is actually a better sort of team setup in terms of shield solving, if not raw stats, because it doesn't seem like they have more raw stats than the Nightmare C card. But this ignores sticky, you ignore laser, you get a bit more, you get some HP recovery basic value right here. You get skill CDs -8, which is actually pretty powerful nowadays, and then you get enchanted God Runestone generation on the team skill. So this might be I'm not suggesting that these cards will be good leaders, but they'll probably be honestly better than this C card that they're trying to make an intended leader. First off is the Light God Yanxi. The leader skill I'll just skip over for now. The active skills of both these cards are where they shine. CD8 for this one. Yanxi members and gods attack and recovery ×2 upon skill activation and at the end of the round. Turn light and dark and runestones of Yanxi members' attributes into enchanted god runestones. This is an attack boost within itself as well, so you're getting a little bit more than ×2. And then upon deactivation of the skill, clear all status effects in play. For each effect cleared, skill CD of gods -2 and explode the board to generate enchanted god runestones. I think this is a really powerful effect because there are currently only a small number of light god cards that can actually stat clear, Apart from Yanxi, these two are from past collabs, so if you don't have them, Yanxi is your only option right now. And Light God is an established archetype, you know, albeit a little weak right now, with the only kind of Light God leader being like Inanna, Nesoi, stuff like that. You know, not really that mainstream, but if a good leader, I mean, you could probably count, you know, Magna Angemon or whatever the twin card is from Digimon. But, I mean, I think it's not, you know, top meta, right? But I think if you're looking to expand your member pool, this is like, this used to be, and I think still probably is, if you want to like run some gimmicky sort of setups, a really good, you know, member card. If you have this card, you know, PR her. I obtained this through, you know, osmosis at some point. And I think that probably if you've been playing this, you know, playing the game for a while, you probably have like one of these through osmosis. I think it's, you know, not a waste of your materials, of your time or whatever to PR them, because I think they're actually pretty good. Moving on to the Dark God Yanxi. As a leader, once again, I'll skip over that. As a member, her active is CD5. Restore the cracked position in the columns below Yanxi members and gods. First off, this is an important point because there are, as I said in probably last week's interview, a couple news views like a couple weeks ago, there are a limited number of cards that can restore cracked positions. The newest addition previously was Aiden with her VR. Now there's one for Dark God as well. She can just restore cracked positions below gods, same as Aiden, so that's really good. Once again, additional card that can restore cracked positions with no conditions, that's quite good. She also explodes water, fire, earth, generate enchanted god runestones of light, dark, and heart respectively. For 1 round, Yanxi members and gods ignore initial shield and defense. I don't need to talk about how many Dark God cards that can ignore initial shield, but that's not the main point. I think the good point about this is that each Yanxi member and god also launches 3 extra attacks of water, fire, and earth, which means that this card can potentially solve printed attack shields if you have the right setup. So that's also quite nice as well. Also, she can probably solve, I mean, 3 for each member is quite a lot. It's like Gemsa, so you can probably also solve multi-hit shields with this card. I think this card has a lot of utility, so I put them both. Well, these are actually, the collector's deck will be drawn out at 100 diamonds. So I think if you're not, like, if you have enough diamonds, you're not urgently looking for some sort of powerful leader. If you have, I guess, I mean, Caesar's not a really good example because these cards don't have any synergy with Caesar. But if you're looking to expand your member pool, the collector's deck is pretty good. I'll talk more about what cards are in there a bit later. Moving on to the next card, a joint operation card, Dark Beast Vapula CD7, Explode Heart, Electrified Runestones, and Frozen Runestones generate Beast Runestones of the leader's attribute, and the Runestones of the leader's attribute can be dissolved singly or in groups of 2 or more in the first batch. I think this is a good card to get, especially if you got Caesar, because, you know, Runestones can be dissolved singly is a very unique effect that, you know, I think still isn't seen on that many cards, and just having a card that can do this, especially for the beast pool, which is kind of lacking in members, quite good. He also gets, of course, his Dark Beast exclusive Dragonware. There's actually been, you know, one of this already, but active skill CD of the character -2 after entering a stage is very valuable. And then also upon activating your active, character attack times 1.8, which is really quite a high multiplier. So get this card in his Dragonware if you know, play Caesar, and probably if you don't as well. Next up is a Battle Pass card, Earth Dragon. As a leader, I don't know why they put this, like, they put leader skill here. It's absolute trash. For his active CD4, that's quite short. Deal an earth and a dark damage of 500 times the character's attack basic value to all enemies. Turn the top row into, well, basically, ignore that. That effect won't be used probably. If you have a full dragon team, turn the odd rows into earth and the even rows into dark. This will be a fixed board card, which is quite useful. He also, of course, gets all the battle pass stuff, usually, you know, all of that. His own outfit, his own Dragonware, all that stuff. I think this card is, you know, worth getting, even though he's pretty, like, he's not that powerful, you know, in comparison to the other Battle Pass cards that have come out. And I was kind of wrong about, you know, C as well. C turns out to be a really good card. I mean, I have already used her for like a level 9, I think, in Dodgy. That video will come out soon-ish when I get to actually edit it, when I have the time and the setup back. And last and actually least is Mick the Dark Elf CD6. Turn the board on the right into light, dark, and heart columns. Or actually, this is not columns. It just says light, dark, and heart of fixed numbers and fixed positions. Okay, I don't know what this will be. Other Crystal Octavius members, skill CDs -2 for 2 rounds. Everything has the effect of dark and combo count +3. This will probably synergize with another Crystal Octavius member in the future. This will be a bi-weekly series, which means that you'll get like 2 cards, probably one to convert the left board, one to convert the right side of the board, and one to convert the left side of the board. The fact that it takes 2 cards to do that, probably like pretty bad. And that's it for the new cards. But the special thing in the celebration events that I will talk about is the collector's deck. That's right. The first prize will be the 2 Yanxis, a light and dark one, obviously. A couple of more notable cards here. Inanna, a good light god leader. Namtar, a overshadowed dark god leader, I would say. And then in the third prizes, Enkidu is, you know, whatever nowadays. If you don't have any other dark leader, he could pass like some really old stages. Lucifer from Chronoscape kind of sucks. Mamitu is one of the only, well, I think the only light card that can reduce your recovery to 0 right now that you can obtain. So that's, you know, really good if you want to pull for this. If you don't have Mamitu, that's another incentive to pull for this. Aurea, a more recent leader that has gone out of the meta, but still pretty good, and as a member can have, you know, sometimes some pretty good synergy in teams that don't have recovering without recovery. Yeah. Other cards here are just, you know, standard members-ish that you won't see very often, but, you know, sometimes come in handy for light and dark teams. So that's basically the theme of this collector's deck, I think. Other than that, there is a race up for a novel surprise for the current era of novelty jackpots, and Blazing Souls battles for those of you who are lacking in Soulstones. Another point is that there are going to be new LR Plus stages for Yanxi characters. This will only be for a limited time, so this won't be permanent, but literally all the past Yanxi cards will be coming back. None of them are any good. You should grab one of them for the diamond, probably, you know, just for, like, by beating these, you'll get diamonds. The only, like, semi-good one is, I think, the light human one, because she can turn your whole board into light runestones, but it's CD10, so it's still not that good. That is actually it for this week's news review. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have any questions, anything to say, and subscribe if you like this in general. Hopefully I will be back to my normal setup next week, and I'll see you next week. See ya!